Hey guys, I'm RozaldVaneGAME, and welcome back to another episode of VLR, Virtue's Last Reward, or Zero Escape, Virtue's Last Reward. Last episode we were basically getting closer to an ending, at least, I'd say. We found out that Deal died in the last episode. We're not sure if he was killed by Fi or a supposed Zero Senior character somewhere. Because there's no other person that's around that's actively moving around. That we're just like, you know, unchecked basically. Like Fi is the only character who's very unchecked basically from what she's doing. But yeah, basically Deal died from suffocation because somebody activated the oxygen levels to go down. On top of that, his bracelet got broken because somehow somebody smashed it when Kay went to get back to it. But maybe Kay lied and he probably was the one who smashed it when he got it. Who knows? I mean, this is like, it's like, I don't know who to trust these days with the way that the story's going. It's just everyone seems to be out on their own, doing their own things. But yeah, Clover and Tenmyoji missing. My assumption is they died the same way they did in the infirmary, in the infirmary, like they did in the other path, the other branching path. And that's pretty much what I think is happening with them. And what else? Luna Alice is still dead, and Quark is still sort of like in a coma stasis. He's not dead. He's just, his bracelet is off though. So that's kind of a good thing, kind of. Yeah, and Sigma's here. We're grabbing our chemical thing that the thing that Dio had, and apparently that thing is the thing that knocks you out but doesn't kill you. So it makes you seem dead, but you're only dead for a little bit, and then you'll come back to life after that. So it's kind of like the temporary knockout death thing. So technically that means that it proves that Dio didn't kill Alice and Luna, or Luna specifically. So somebody else did kill Luna. So it makes me wonder who did do that then. Like that's still a mystery in itself, because we've seen Luna die like 3 times now at this point from that same injection gun stuff. Yet we don't know why she had been killed, so that's still a mystery in itself. But anyways, CD door, chromatic door, the next one is about to close, so we need to get going. 1 minute! Oh, and also Sickness has recovered. I'm recovered a lot more. I can probably pull off a little bit of Sigma's voice again, but I don't think I can guarantee for a long period of time, because I'm going to be doing a lot of episodes today with VLR. Crap! I spun around and shot out of the treatment center.
Three, two, 1.
Oh, really? Are you gonna really do it still?
Carado door, 閉鎖.
Oh! Did we make it? No! You gotta be kidding me.
Sigma-san.
Sigma.
Oh? There was a sharp, quick pain in my wrist, barely even noticeable. I couldn't feel anything flowing into my vein, but I knew it was there. First would be the anesthetic self-thrill. I blinked and my vision started to blur. When I tried to think, it felt like my mind has been stuffed with cotton. My legs began to wobble, then gave out entirely as I crumpled to the floor. Dude, stick the injection in you. No, I couldn't fall asleep. I had to give one of them the antidote before my bracelet injected me with tubocurarine. With every ounce of strength I could muster, I forced my eyes back open. Oh, the other two are knocked out. Kay and Fi lay limp in the floor in front of me. In my hands, I could feel the injection gun with its precious cargo. I could only pull the trigger once. Who was I going to choose? Fi or Kay? No, what was I thinking? There was only one answer. Myself. That's what I think. He's gonna do it to himself. Fi, I didn't even have a choice. After all, Kay's entire body was covered in impenetrable metal. That's kind of true, actually. I'm sorry, Kay. I summoned up as much energy as I could and dragged myself towards Fi. That is quite a drag of himself. After what felt like an eternity, I was finally able to reach. I was finally within arm's reach. With no time to waste, I pressed the gun to her arm and pulled the trigger.
Sigma, お前、何を?
I injected you with the neostigmine. It's a type of cholinesterase inhibitor. It's the antidote to the muscle relaxant.
どうして? 私に?
Because I can't use the injection gun on K. It would never get through the metal.
だったら自分で撃てばよかっただろうが.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It's like, why didn't you inject yourself? Guess you've got a point. Honestly, didn't even cross my mind.
お前は今世紀始まって以来の
I think that's
大バカ野郎だな.
I think this is the reason why Phi wants to try to save Sigma as much as possible, or at least trusts Sigma pretty much in all the branches that we've been through, is that Phi trusts Sigma the most, because there's a lot of moments like these where he would just be like the guy who's just like sacrificing himself to help others. Obviously there are points in time where Sigma was getting a little greedy, but obviously he never got to escape. He never got to succeed in some of them, so it's just like, you know, things happen, so that's what it is. Hey, come on. Is that any kind of thing to say to someone who's about to die? How about something more tender?
嫌だね。私は
Nah.
認めないからな。
Mitanmai kata. I'm trying to figure out what she's saying. I don't think she said screw this, but I don't
お
know.
前に助けられて生き残るなんて
Can't live if it means being in debt to you.
そんなこと絶対
Good night. Her words slurred and slowed, and her eyes fluttered close. She wasn't dead, of course. I could hear the faint sound of the breathing and seeing her chest rise and fall. Good. Phi's gonna be alright. But Kay... I looked over in his direction. That was when I noticed it. I mean, we kind of know where the key is, and that key is kind of inside the Golem Bay, I believe. Golem Bay was when the key was open. Is in that. The key to his helmet was in Golem Bay, but the box was already emptied by the time we saw it. But maybe he took it. Maybe he took it for himself, and we didn't see it yet. Open. Wait. His helmet is openable now? Yeah, that's true. The line thing on the circle is actually towards the open direction. There's a hole here on the back of your head. Yeah, it looks like you insert something. It says open, so maybe if you put some kind of key in there.
このマスクとスーツを外すことができるのかもしれないな。
Yeah, I believe this path is when we saw his mask again from the last time we saw it. But the line is definitely pointing at open, so that means his helmet is openable. Oh, then that means we get to see his actual face before we die. Wait. Chotomate. Then he... But... How could he have... Golem Bay. Because we've been through Golem Bay, and Golem Bay should have guaranteed the key that unlocks Kay's helmet. I am so surprised. I'm wondering if this plays a role in the other lock that opens this up. Is this... Okay, no, it doesn't have it doesn't have the whole key situation proven yet. It's empty.
そうですね。
He's lying to us. Was there something in there before?
いえ、最初から空っぽでしたよ。
But what if he lied? Could Kay have taken the key? Yes, he did, probably. Most likely. How he gotten it didn't really matter anymore. What did matter was that Kay had been able to remove his armor. And he had. Oh, he did it when we were in the room and walked away. That makes a lot of sense that he laid down just to see how he looks, I think. Holy crap. Then that means Dio's killer is... Oh, so Kay pretended he was asleep. When we walked out, that was enough time for Kay to get out of his suit to temporarily kind of like go off to do other things. And then by the time we left again and came back, he was able to come back. But it's really tricky though, because he has to be able to know when we were coming back into the room before getting back into his suit quickly enough. That's interesting because if I didn't kill Dio, Kay could have. And Kay seems like a type of candidate who's probably been killing a lot of people and we wouldn't know, because he's just so good at hiding it due to the fact of not being able to see his face and not knowing what his motives are, that it's just hard to know if he's truly the killer or not. So this kind of proves a little bit. This inches the sort of like belief that Kay might have killed Luna all that time, because we did see in the director's office at one point that Kay was one of the people who walked in but stayed in the room for a very long time. So I'm assuming that he might have killed Luna with the injection needle, the same way that we've seen it, but he just lied to us again, and he's still fully trying to lie to us somehow. But we're not sure if he's what his motives is and what his motives are, and like what's the point of all this for him. I coaxed as much strength as I could from my increasingly lethargic body and crawled towards Kay. Kay, wake up. Come on, talk to me. I grabbed his shoulder and shook him until he finally shifted and spoke.
Sigma-san.
I just need to know one thing. Did you kill Dio? You weren't sleeping, were you? After I left, you took off your armor. Yeah, because we didn't see the bracelet. We didn't see the, we didn't take a look at this bracelet right here, so it's like, we never knew if he was actually in that thing or not. This is just a display. Like, that bracelet thing is more like a display, but it doesn't mean that we'll ever see what's in the display anyways. You didn't want to go to the same way I had, so you took the other door. After you went the long way around through the warehouse and the crew quarters, you headed for the elevator. Yeah, because he went the other way instead. And took a whole, like, 180 turn, or one whole 360 turn to get back around and into the elevator. Which, he would have to book it. Like, if he was running, he would be running towards it. I bumped into Fi and we went back to the lounge to check on you. We saw you. Or we saw your armor, I guess. By then, you would have been out of it. While we were in the lounge, we went into the treatment room and killed Dio. You must have turned off the oxygen to his pod, although you probably didn't stick around to make sure he died. I'm betting you were in a hurry to get back before Fi and I noticed something was up. Once you got back to floor A, you needed us out of the lounge, so you made a noise in the hall to lure us out. Oh, yeah, that sound was made by him. That makes a lot of sense, I guess. Then you ran around and took the long way back to the lounge so you could enter through the rear door. That makes a lot of sense. Yeah, so he bangs the door so that he can make sure that we get distracted. Yeah, because once he killed Dio, he banged the door just to prove that he's like trying to make us get out of there. Because I'm guessing he was just assuming that we would. He's just assuming that we would be in the lounge because he didn't see us in anywhere else. So, kind of strange how he was able to know where we were at still, nonetheless. Once you were there, you put your suit on again and waited for us. As soon as we found Dio's body, we did exactly what you expected. Kay, wake up! Something's happened. He pretended to wake up very disoriented and confused. What is it? Come on, Kay. I'm almost out of time. Did you kill Dio?
え
I mean, he killed Dio in the other paths. I'm not surprised by this. I feel like he hates Dio either ways.
え、その通りです。私が彼を殺しました。
Can we at least pull his mask off? For Christ's sake, Sigma. I hate that it's dramatic to a point where it's just not doing the thing that the player would want the most, which is to see who's behind the mask. どうして? Why?
あの男のことが許せなかったからです。
Oh?
彼は私の一番大切な人の命を
Oh.
奪った。
That makes a lot of sense because he killed the old woman, and the old woman is the mother character that he was talking to us about. Because the mother character was the lady that she was the lady that took care of him and he dearly adored. And it makes sense that if he found out the truth that the old lady was killed by Dio, that makes a lot more sense by that point. And Dio was the type of person who would probably do that because he has a sort of look-alike to his father character as well.
だからどうしても
Who did he kill?
殺されたあの老婆のことです。
Did you not realize? Did you not realize, Sigma, that Dio did admit that he killed the old lady? What?
彼女は私にとって母のような存在でした。
Not Dio. Sigma, do you not connect the dots? Sigma? Like, this old lady was his mother. What is wrong with you?
私に生きる意味を教えてくれた
Yeah, because
唯一の人。
Kay went through his whole life story with us like 3 episodes ago, and or actually 1 episode ago or 2 episodes ago. But he went through his life story, and we understood that he had a mother character in his life, so it made sense that this is the mother character that he was talking about, considering we saw the silhouette of hers, or at least some imagery of what she looks like. Wait, are you saying?
そうです。私が18の時にこの施設にやってきた彼女のことですよ。
Also, she looks like Akane a little bit. Yeah, she does. Like, she looks like if you compare the young Akane and old lady Akane, she does look like her a little bit because the eyes are very similar to that. Though I don't remember Akane from her adult years, the 20-year-old version of Akane, because from 999 she was a little bit different in a weird way. Here it's just like very specifically similar to the child version. Whoa, hold on. What do you mean here?
シグマさん、残念ですが
We don't have time to
も
talk
う
about
時
it.
間がないようです。
Yeah, we're out of time. I don't think you can ask him any questions about it now.
最後に一つだけ聞いていただけますか。実はある方から頼まれていたことがあるのです。これから言うことを必ずあなたに伝えるようにと。
Wow, alternate case telling me that there's something important to know.
そうお願いされていてよろしいですか。とても重要なことです。
Pay attention.
決して忘れないでください。
Alright, we can't forget whatever this information is, I guess. Forget? He wasn't making sense. I was about to die. How on earth would I be remembering anything for more than a few seconds?
もしも太陽を食らう相当の獅子を見たら
Oh yeah, I know that.
この文字列を
Oh,
思い出せ。
remember these letters. This is the password that we've been looking for. This is the password we needed to get to the other path opened.
M-I-L K-E-V O-L-I
Milky Volai? That is such a weird word.
第二の門はこの鍵によって開かれるだろう。
Oh, there's a second gate. What the hell? Oi. Hey, Kay. Who told you to tell me this? No. Who are you? Show me. Show me who you really are. I grabbed a hold of Kay's mask and tore it off. What? No, that's impossible. I can't believe it. It gave me goosebumps realizing that Kay is actually Sigma? So does that mean that based on one of the path we went through, our character Sigma, was bleeding white, was white bleeding. And the one behind Kay is the actual human Sigma? So does that mean that Sigma, our character Sigma is the true android, the fake Sigma, while Kay was the true Sigma all this time? Is this going to be true for the rest of the game? Because I hope it is. I better hope it is, because it would be so annoying to be like, oh, we ripped the mask off of Kay in another path and it's not him anymore, not this person anymore. But boy, that is a big reveal for sure. That's a big spoiler reveal. That face. It's my face. And dead. I felt a sharp pain in my left wrist and my body collapsed unceremoniously. The second drug. Tubocurarine. My vision began to blur and my head felt unnaturally heavy. The world faded away and my consciousness slipped down into the cold, dark waters of nothingness. The end, or whoever's ending this was, supposedly. Yeah, it's taking a little bit to load up the credits, I'm guessing. Game? Man, this game is sometimes just takes its time to just boot up whatever the thing is trying to boot up. There it is. Kay's ending. Okay, there we go. Through the Looking Glass, achievement unlocked. I'm thoroughly surprised that they pulled that kind of ending off, with Kay being our character all this time. But at least we reached another character ending. I think another character ending is much more befitting of that case than not at all, I guess. Alright, cool. We've been through another ending. And guess what? We're going back all the way to the right side again. Shamefully, we can't get through these ones because these aren't unlocked. But this one is unlocked. And this one continues something. I don't remember what it was. But let's try this one. Who was it? Let me see what the top ports here are. Bee Garden. There isn't enough antiviral medicine. What is the long string of numbers? Oh, this one is the Alice's ending, I think, because Alice was a big deal with this part, I think, because she's after the Free the Soul terrorist organization. She's looking for the terrorist organization within the group, and she reveals like a big slew of story, I think, for this one. So let's get to this one. Get back to this one. So you inhaled that gas, passed out, and woke up here in the AV room.
ええ。これがクレイドールズと私に関することのすべてよ。もちろん細かい部分については端折ってるけど、 大体の概要は分かったでしょ？
Yeah. Thanks. She gave me a sad sort of smile and stood up.
さあ、戻りましょう。
Not yet. Your story explained a lot, but there's still one big question.
答え？
Who here is a Myrmidon? One of us planted the bombs, and based off the code was found, it's pretty clear that the person is a Myrmidon.
ええ、
Right.
そうね。
And I agree that we need to figure out who they are.
突き止めるって言っても、どうやって？
Well, that's what I wanted to ask you about. Do you have any clues?
思い当たること？思い当たることね。あの暗号表を解読できれば、もしかしたら何かわかるかもしれないけど。
Pretty true. How can we do that?
だから言ったでしょ？そのためにはキーが必要なのよ。それがわからないことにはどうにも。
I think we already got the key from Dio, I believe. What's a key?
キーはキーよ。解読するための鍵のこと。クレイドールズはその鍵として長い桁数の数字を使っていて。
Wait, a long string of numbers. Could that be? Yeah, Dio told us about it, and that's why the thing was unlocked, basically. I like how it's just silent. Oh god, that's a lot of 78153 61098 83809 429 90551.
なんなのよその数字は。
He was convicted of a string of numbers. Achievement unlocked. What is that achievement titling? That's a weird title. I was almost as surprised as she was. The numbers had just kind of appeared in my mind, and I was saying them before I knew what I was doing. Alice looked at me incredulously, and I stared back.
待って、今の数字もう一回言ってもらえる
？78153 61098 83809 424 19 9551.
それって1984493551を3乗した数じゃない。
What?
だから今シグマが言った25桁の数、それを素因数分解すると198449351の3乗になるのよ。
I'm so confused how she knows that particular math. You're talking about reducing an integer to a series of prime numbers that you multiply together to get it, right? Like if you have 30, then you would get 2 times 3 times 5, right?
そうよ。中学校で習ったでしょ？
No, I have not learned that particular number, but yes, I've learned prime numbers in middle school, yes. So you're saying that 198449351 is a prime. And if you multiply it by itself 3 times, you get 7815361098838094419905551. I'm reading that terribly because it's just a big number and I don't know what kind of number it would be exactly. Don't tell me you just did all that in your head.
いいえ、暗算よ。頭の中で計算したの。
What? No way. That's impossible.
言ったでしょ？数学は人よりも得意だって。
Uh-huh. Can we get back to the point? We're just spending time talking about random math. That's not better math at math.
そういうあなただって、たった今膨大な桁数の数字をスラスラと暗唱したじゃない。私に言わせれば、そっちの記憶力の方が驚異的だわ。
Did she not realize that that's numbers for the password that she was talking about?
ところで、今の25桁の数字、どこで知ったの？
I didn't know what to say. What would I tell her? That it came to me? It just came to me?
そう。言えないのね。わかったわ。でもとにかく今の数字が例の暗号表を解読するためのキーになってることは間違いないと思う。
I just like how she's just accepted it that it was the key, the password to the key. Yeah, the code. Like she just immediately accepted it and just like said, let's just it's just that.
クレイドールズが素数をかけたものをキーとして使ってるってことは分かってるから。
So she kind of knew. Okay.
デタラメな25桁の数字。その3乗項が偶然素数になる確率なんて限りなくゼロに近いし。ってことは25桁の数字は何者かの手によって作為的に生成された可能性が高いってことになるわ。
Most likely. Could you explain that with small words?
だから要するに25桁の数字を素因数分解したもの198449351の3乗が暗号を解くためのヒントになってるってこと。まだわからない？さっき医務室で見た暗号表思い出してみて。モニターにはなんて出力されてた？
Alright, I'm gonna end it here for now because it's clear that this conversation is gonna keep going and it didn't sound like it's gonna go. Sounds like the conversation is gonna keep going and it's gonna keep going in a way that's kind of like a lot of mental gymnastics and hearing what they have to say to the player about what they're thinking and saying, and it just boggles my brain like crazy. But anyways, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next episode of Never New Minds, and I hope you guys have a great, amazing day, week, night, or whenever you're watching this. Roz out.